Welcome to Mr. Sapphire Rockhouse. Today we're going to check the Tumblr, and after we check the Tumblr, we're going to carve a little bit on some agates and then fill the Tumblr. Move you guys here a little bit. Remember, when you pry the lid off your tumbler, if you use a knife, point the sharp edge away from the tumbler, because the tumbler is made of rubber. And you will cut your tumbler, and then you will have to replace the tumbler. And that would not be very good, would it? Here, let's do this. All right, so let's see what we got here. Okay, so you open it longer. See? Started our carve our hole in the center here, and then as it tumbles it will wear the edges away. And I'm going to give this a little bit of help. I'm going to take what you want. You want a little bit of a hole there in the center, and then as the grit goes through, it'll wear the hole open further. And then here's this one. This one is going to resemble a tree. Oops, I got it upside down. No, yeah. A tree, like a stick tree. One stuck at the bottom down here. Okay, so take this one out first. And this is just green adventuring. Wear the crust off. Expose the green. These are just basic rocks, sharp edges. Oh, goodness. Sucker jam down in here, too. I'm going to have to dump this out. I didn't want to do that. My granddaughter's trying to call. I can't answer her right now. No. Statues in here again. Let's see. We're going to do this one. And we're going to put this one in here. This one is supposed to be kind of like an alligator with the rough edges on the top, the scarf, and then the mouth. We'll see what that does. This one back in there. This one. And maybe this is the one I just did. I rounded this off. It's supposed to be like a turtle. We'll give it a mouth. That's supposed to resemble a turtle's head. We'll see what comes out. And then we need some little rocks to go in there. These all in there. This pile. This small here. rough edges. Little stuff. Oops, sorry guys. That's good. Now, so we got ladle, substitute. So how is everybody today? too much, so we have to put a little bit of that. Bigger, white. So, not so. A bit of borax here. Half of a small scoop. A small scoop is here. And 1 tablespoon. No, half a tablespoon, sorry. We want about a teaspoon, so we're going to do a half of a scoop. And we're going to put our stage 1 grit in there, which is 4670. And we're going to do 2 scoops. This is the look we're going for. We're going for this. I'm calling it a hole in the center, but it's more elongated and rounded off. And then we got straight, what I'm calling scrape marks on the edges here that we did with the mini grinder. And we want them to be a little bit more pronounced. That in there. And then we're going to take the lid off. And I did wipe off good this time. That wiped off good. Now we'll dry it. Put this lid on here. Press it down. I don't know why the instructions say don't press it down. If you don't press it down, cover. That's what I call it. I call this a cover because this goes over the top of the lid. Over the top of this lid. Wing nut goes on. Tight. You don't want leaks. Turn this on. You all see? Right. Turn it on. You want this set for 4. That one's on 3. And go. Speed up, and then it will slow down, and then it'll be fine. Okay, so we're going to take try rocks right here. I got something in vinegar without dumping it on me. Show you some of the ones that I worked on yesterday. See, that one's going to be a peace sign. A little bit deformed, but it'll be all right. One we tried to do like a snake's head. You know, I'm not into snakes. Some people are. Marks on it. Didn't really give it a mouth or anything. This is going to have to go in a bigger tumbler when it comes next week. I think you're on the 5th. This one we're just kind of making a pattern, go some lines on it. Don't know what we want to make for that yet. Same thing with this one. This one is going to have to go in a bigger tumbler when it comes. This one is going to be a shelf piece. Sit like that on a shelf. You can see what we end up with that. This one is one I just did across. Most of these these will go in the bigger tumbler when I find it. Not when I find it, when it comes. It's supposed to come on the 5th from the UPS. So that's not too long off. Okay, so we want to sew this one. This is a piece of yellow jasper. Well, we can work on that one a little bit. It's got this rough spot right here we can smooth out. We're going to take this little piece right here and put it in there. So this one, you just want to shape it and give it some character without getting our fingers cut off. Move you guys around here where you can see. Round this off. Kind of want to make this more pointed. Round this off here, and then turn it around and make some lines. So y'all can see. Makes a lot of noise, don't it, guys? That'll work. Let's see. A little bit of vinegar. Spots on the edges right here. Yeah, we can't really tell. Let's see, where's the flashlight? Oh, we made some rough edges right there. Let's get that one. Is that better, guys? Now, this one. We got to get this chunk right here off without it having to hit us. So let's start at the bottom right there. About done. Battery's about done. Yep, the battery's done. So that stopped us from doing that. But we can check the polish barrel. Always point the sharp edge of your knife away from your rubber tumbler barrel. Frothy. Here, big one. This one works. Red jasper, pretty stuff. Sorry, guys. Pretty stuff, huh? Starting to get a nice shine to it. It needs a little bit more. salt, that needs to start over. Salt, you just have to keep starting it over, and eventually you will get a really nice shine. See how it's starting right there? By the end, there'll be another pass through step 1 through 4. You will have a nice shine. And that's the thing. Sometimes you just have to start them over. See, that one is okay, but not there. And okay there, but not there. So we'll start it over. This one we're going to put back in there. It's got a little bit of a shine starting. Another one, another salt. See, that's what you want it to look like, but you want it to dry looking like that. And it dries right now looking like that, but you can see it's starting to shine right here. So that means it needs another trip through the sauce. See this one? We just made a line right here and some lines right there, just something different. And this one, we just gave it some lines every so often, because it already has lines, so we went on an angle across the lines. This one, see some of these, see how it's starting a little bit of a shimmer right there and right there. So we're going to run it through again. Here's another salt. Let me turn you guys so you can see here. Another basalt. That one needs to go through one more time. Another piece of basalt. I got a lot of basalt. Another piece of basalt. Another piece of basalt. We got a lot of basalt in here today. quartz. That one's done. Another piece is done. This one, we're just going to put back in here. I'm going to try something here. Giving a tip by someone. So when I do my polish, don't put a lot of water in there. I've been doing like up to here with water and then my polish. They said not even that much. So we'll try and see what happens. We'll see what happens. Yeah, that's starting to turn green. That crust is wearing off, and you're going to have these little spots with white. And the rest is going to be green. It's going to have the nicest shine on it. So that's all the big pieces. We're going to just fill it halfway with some little pieces. Step one, that's rough edges. Not much water. Full scoop of borax. Polish. edge. Clean up lid. I keep bumping the camera. I'm sorry, guys. Cover. Okay. Now, let's see. Turn it on. I want that to be on 4. Not 5, 4. And start. Roll up like that, and then slow down. And just going on. So I thank you for tuning in today, guys. Remember, if you like what you see, like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.